This is What I Know to Be True So Far, the show that inspires you to awaken the magic within and consciously create a life you love on your terms. Join me and my guests as we share awakened experiences, the life lesson wisdom bites, and sacred practices that we've learnt along the way to consciously creating the life we love. I'm your host, Kerry Ann McKenzie, a multi-passionate mystic, a creative, a nature connector, a soul-led business owner, and a spiritual magic maker. I'm so grateful to have you with me on the journey to awakening the magic within with what I know to be true so far. Hello, and welcome to another episode of What I Know to Be True So Far. In this episode, I am going to share with you a story, a transmission that I got, a mystical experience I had, and an invitation for you to do a healing with me. I want to start by talking about my separation from my partner. So I separated from my partner / husband. We were only married for about a year, but we've been together for 13 years. And when I separated, I consciously uncoupled. We lived together for 8 months and while we were separated, and then we moved our family to the other side of Australia where we had more support and it was more financially viable or sustainable to live as a single mum and a single dad. So all of our family and friends were on the west coast of Australia. It just made sense for us to move over here. And I moved over here and I was in this deep space of doing the work. You know, so much work was done. I had a lifetime of not loving and learning to love and be loved, to receive love, was really a lot for me. It was really challenging. And in that process, what I did was I decided somewhere that I would take on all of the responsibility, the guilt, and the shame of breaking up my family because I was the one who said, I think we should get a divorce. Now, that is a weight that I carried around. But on top of that, I also carried this tremendous amount of guilt for not being able to show up for my ex-partner the way that he deserved to be shown up for. And I carried that guilt of not being what he needed me to be for him and not having the capacity to love him in the way he deserved to be loved. I had guilt around that. I had shame around what a bad wife I was and a bad partner I was in my really bad years in that relationship. There were many years of great things, but I made a lot of fucking mistakes. Let's just put it that way. I made a lot of mistakes and did a lot of things wrong. And I am a person who likes to take responsibility and own their shit. And so owning that shit meant I was carrying a very heavy weight of shame, guilt, and pain. Now, I had done forgiveness work around a lot of that, but energetically, I was still carrying this heavy, heavy weight and this heavy amount of responsibility for letting my family down because I didn't want to be in that relationship with that person. My beautiful partner pointed out to me that I did that I carried a lot of that guilt and shame around with me. And I often agreed to things that I was uncomfortable with my co-parent or didn't stand up for myself because I was the one who ended the relationship and it's my fault it's hard for the kids. And I carried all of that. And it was really not a healthy way to take responsibility because I was just allowing myself to be the only one who was at fault. And with any relationship, there are two people and there are two contributing people, right? I'm not going to get into the dynamics of that, but I was carrying a lot of this, right? And I was going for a walk in the national park and I was walking and just saying to nature and saying out aloud to the universe, like, I'm just so tired. I'm so tired of carrying the weight of this and constantly feeling bad and bad because in love with my new partner and shame and guilt because I was happy with the beautiful life I had created after my separation and all this stuff, right? These nuances of just heavy amounts of pain that I was carrying around with me and punishing myself, like really punishing myself and not allowing myself to live in the full expression of my joy, love, and abundance. And so I went for this walk. I came home and I'm having a shower. And this is where it gets interesting. And I have a mystical experience. And if you've never had a mystical experience, this might sound odd that I could be consciously in the shower, but also at another place and time at the same time. So let me just give you a step by step of what happened. So I'm in the shower and this water's rushing over my face and I'm just really being present. And my guides appeared as I had my eyes closed and took my consciousness from out of my body and popped me in a place in nature. I was standing on the edge of like this little creek, and this beautiful forest was filled with trees, and I could see the golden stream of light, which is the energy that lives within nature that is very nourishing, soothing, earthing, grounding, and loving. And I felt really loved in this space. And there was this mountain ahead of me. And I just had this intuitive feeling to walk up the mountain. And my guides were like, yes, walk along the creek and up the mountain. So I'm walking and I can just feel this weight on my back, like this heavy weight on my back. And I notice that I've got a backpack on. And I'm like, this backpack. And I'm walking and it's so heavy. And my guides are like, this is all of the pain you're carrying from your separation and the guilt that you hold on to. This is how it is on your body. Like, this is how it feels. And I'm like, oh my goodness, it's so heavy. And it was so incredibly hard to walk. And my guides are like, hey, it's time. You can put that backpack down now. You know, you don't actually have to hold on to that. You're choosing to have that backpack on. And in that moment, I took the backpack off and I let it drop to the ground. And I felt this wave of like releasing and letting go, and this free feeling of like, oh, how incredible to take it off and no longer carry it. It was so profound, the difference that I felt. So I take this backpack off and I'm walking and I'm like, oh my God, yes, this is incredible. I feel so good. And there were these flowers and I'm like walking and it's like turning into like grass and it's getting longer and there's these beautiful wildflowers everywhere. And I can see up ahead, there's a backpack on the ground. And I walk to the backpack and I'm like, another backpack. And then just ahead is my new partner. And he's standing there and he's glowing and he's got the biggest smile on his face. And he walks over to me and I'm looking at the backpack and he picks the backpack up and he puts the backpack on me and he takes my hand and he says, how about we fill up that backpack with love? And he squeezes my hand and I'm just like overwhelmed by how much love this person has for me. And then I notice ahead of me are all these love hearts. And he starts picking up the love hearts as we're walking and just putting them into my backpack. And he's just filling literally my backpack with love. And then instead of the backpack being heavy, it's like this glowing, joyful, tremendous amount of love and this frequency of love that's holding me and holding us. And we're just walking and adding more love to the backpack. And as more love goes in, this vibration just gets stronger and stronger. And we stop and he turns to me and he looks at me and he smiles and he embraces me. And he's like, now your backpack can be filled with love. And he kisses me and I'm like, oh my gosh. And I come back into my body, back into the shower, and I'm there standing, crying, filled with so much love from this experience that I was guided to. It was the most amazing feeling. And so I asked my guides if I could share this with all of you. And I've had this for a while and I wanted to share this for a little while now. I'm so excited to invite you today to come and do a version of this experience that I had in the form of a meditation that I downloaded from my guides to help you put down your backpack of pain and whatever that looks like and move into wearing the backpack of love and embodying the frequencies of love. And so I'm so excited to share this with you. If you want to head to my website and click on the freebies tab, and you'll see the meditation in there. It's called the backpack meditation, which always makes me laugh for two reasons. One, because it makes me think of Dora the Explorer. And then two is that there's this hilarious overdub of a Star Wars clip where Yoda becomes a backpack. It's so hilarious. Anyway, so head over to my website if you would like to get a copy of this meditation and you'd like to have a little healing transmission from me and my guides on letting go of some pain and moving into high frequencies of love. I hope you enjoy it. That's a wrap on this short episode today. I really hope that if you are someone who has been carrying something for a long time, that you can offer yourself this beautiful opportunity to move past it, to heal from it, and put the fucking backpack down. You don't need to hold on to that. You don't need to punish yourself. You don't need to carry it. You don't need to be weighed down by your past or your mistakes or the things that you did that you're not proud of. You can put the backpack down and you can grow and evolve and learn and never repeat those same mistakes again, and move into frequencies of love and allow yourself to love and be loved and receive all the beautiful love that your guides, the universe, nature, and of course, those wonderful people in your life have to offer. And when you do this and when you put down that backpack, the most tremendous thing happens where you can receive and you can create and you have and you do create this container for a new way of being, to hold this frequency of love and compassion and acceptance and divine light in the highest form of unconditional love. That's all for today's episode. I will see you in another episode soon. Thank you for joining me. And remember to take a moment to come back to your breath, spend some time in nature, awaken the magic within, and keep on exploring what you know to be true so far.